Alright, couple updates before I get into this next video. Just so y'all know, for people that was looking up for the different videos I made on Baltimore or whatever, um, most likely I'll be making another YouTube channel for all type of like Baltimore related stuff, including that newest playlist I made, which is called Baltimore Chronicles. I'll probably for the next videos I upload, for as far as reviews or the Baltimore Chronicles or whatever that relates to Baltimore, I'm gonna have a different channel. I'm also probably gonna have a little segment where I just go over like the week's events in Baltimore, what's going on, and all that good stuff. Um, that's just so I can keep the stuff that's personal that I put on here, like the vlog stuff or whatever. Um, just so I can keep that on this channel, and not have a whole lot of stuff going on one channel that's just all chaotic and random. Um, with that being said, um, I was trying, just to think about something to make a video about, and so I was thinking about it and everything. And actually watched my the last video I made, that broken Baltimore video, and I was talking about my mother and this whole notion of people acting a certain way, acting um, with characteristics, their personality mirroring characteristics of different demographics, and different ethnic groups. So that'd be acting white, acting black, acting Hispanic or Asian or whatever. That whole notion of, I guess it could be like current day passing. How light skinned blacks way back in the day would try to pass off as being a different uh, race for social economic advancement or whatever. Um, and I have an interesting perspective on it because if you watch my other videos, you know that when first I'm biracial, my mother's white, my father's black. And where I lived at as a child, you hardly saw any white people come through, and I didn't have a strong relationship with my mother's side, my white side. Um, so when I was growing up, I knew my mother, was white like me, I guess you could say. Um, that's what I took her as being light skinned. Being black, just light skinned like me. That there was no type of difference. Um, and it wasn't like my mother had those stereotypical you know characteristics of what people assume black people are. It wasn't that she was loud or quote unquote ghetto or whatever you want to call it. It's just the way she carried herself, and what I attributed to you know the black people in my life. Um, but at the same time, there is a difference when people are trying to act a certain way for what I feel are the wrong reasons. There's no reason for someone to perpetuate a stereotype of another race, um, to make themselves more acceptable. Um, and a big a strong example of that. My sister was watching some girl named V Nasty or V Smutty or whatever her name is. Rolls with the Krishan girl did that Gucci Gucci song. Um, yeah, you know, she's always spouting out nigga and nigga this, nigga that, blah blah blah. Um, and talks with a quote unquote hood accent. That whole notion of speaking black. And I think that's come from people perpetuating from one race perpetuating those negative uh, stereotypes and generalizations of another, and and brings along with that the different connotations, uh, whether it be negative, positive, or whatever. Um, but it's interesting because with my mother, you know, it was what she knew. You know, she was living the day-to-day life with us in East Baltimore, you know, as we was children, and you know, like I said, she didn't ever, you know, come off. It was the way she carried herself. You know, she carried herself in the mode of, I would say, like my grandmother or the family I knew. You know, on my father's side, my black family. Um, you know, now that I'm thinking about it, it's kind of hard to describe, but she didn't perpetuate those stereotypes. You know, um, and her actions, she didn't try to mold herself to be like anybody else. Um, so I mean, I don't know if I'm coming across, but at the same time, that shit has to end. Just be you. You know, you're raised to be a certain way. You grow and your personality develops. You know, and it should be your distinct individual personality. Um, you don't carry yourself, um, you know, in a manner befitting somebody else because you want to, you know, form a level of comfort for yourself in a different environment. Just be your fucking self. I'm not gonna be anybody but me in front of anybody else. That's just what it boils down to. I'm definitely not gonna, you know, act white or act black. I just am what I am. You feel me? I don't know if I'm making any sense. Like always, comment, rate, subscribe. I went on for 7 minutes now, and I think I was just rambling. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, let me know how you feel about it. Trying to pass acting white, acting black. That's what this whole thing's supposed to be about.